Welcome to Bible in a Year, day 267. Today we read Esther 6 through 10. In chapter 6, the king cannot sleep, so he asks to have some recent history read to him in which he is reminded that Mordecai had saved his life. Haman comes in, and the king says to him, "What should be done to the man who the king delights to honor?" And Haman, thinking the king wanted to honor him, said to the king, "For the man whom the king delights to honor, let royal robes be brought, which the king has worn, and the horse that the king has ridden, and on whose head a royal crown is set, and let the robes and the horse be handed over to the one of the king's most noble officials. Let them dress the man whom the king delights to honor, and let them lead him on the horse through the square of the city, proclaiming before him, 'Thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delights to honor.'" Then the king throws Haman a curveball. He tells him, "Hurry, take the robes and the horse, as you have said, and do so to Mordecai the Jew who sits at the king's gate. Leave out nothing that you have mentioned." So Haman took the robes and the horse, and he dressed Mordecai and led him through the square of the city, proclaiming before him, "Thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delights to honor." In chapter 7, Haman joins the king and Queen Esther for the feast. The king asks again, what is Esther's wish? Esther admits she is a Jew and explains that Haman has given her people a death sentence. The king is furious, and they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the wrath of the king abated. The signet ring that the king had given Haman was now given to Mordecai, and while the king couldn't go back on his former decree, a new decree was written telling the Jews that they could defend themselves against the impending attack. Clearly, everyone feared the God of the Jews. Chapter 8, verse 17. And many of the people of the country declared themselves Jews, for fear of the Jews had fallen on them, and the Jews were victorious. Chapter 9, verse 19. The Jews of the villages who live in the royal towns hold the 14th day of the month of Adar as a day of gladness and feasting, as a holiday, and as a day on which they send gifts of food to one another. Mordecai and Queen Esther obligated this as an annual feast of the Jews being victorious. Mordecai became second in rank to King Ahasuerus, and he was great among the Jews and popular with the multitude of his brothers, for he sought the welfare of his people and spoke peace to all his people. I invite you back tomorrow as we return to Ezra and read chapters 7 through 10. Have a blessed day.